Well, hello there, stamping friends. It's Traci Raether from Plum Crazy Stamping, and it is March 12th. I'm checking my volume here. There we go. And today is our free card making lesson. And since we did the product spotlight of Storybook Moments last month, and you couldn't get your hands on the whole suite because of some things going out of inventory, I decided to save two last cards to share with you this month. Now, I just looked at inventory right prior to getting on with you, and guess what? They're still out of inventory. I'm so disappointed. It did appear that the only thing missing right now was the designer series paper, the 12 by 12, which has all of the die cuts that I've been using on each of these cards. So the inventory status has changed that the whole suite, including that 12 by 12 DSP, will be available next week. So I will put something on my Facebook page to remind you, as well as put something in my weekly email. But I am going to go ahead as planned and share those last two bonus cards with you. And remember, if you buy this suite, and I'm going to give you till the end of March in light of this inventory challenge, to purchase this, not only will you get a picture of all 12 cards, and you can watch the videos on my Facebook page or YouTube channel, I'm also going to add, let me put this on so you can see the desktop here, a Storybook Moments card tutorial that has an additional 4 cards. So what you're actually going to have is ideas to make 16 cards out of this wonderful suite if you choose to purchase this from Plum Crazy Stamping by the end of March. And like I said, I'll be doing reminders for you. So good news, there's an additional card tutorial set. The bad news is you have to wait another week to even be able to order this. So best laid plans. But let's go ahead and I'll just remind you, the Storybook Moments Suite is in the mini catalog. That's good through the end of the month of April. So we have plenty of time to get it once it comes back into inventory. This is a mega suite, and it has 2 bundles: Storybook Garden Patch with stamps and dies, Storybook Friends with stamps and dies. It has beautiful petal pink ribbon, as well as some gorgeous embellishments. And what I've been focusing on, there are 2 sets of paper that go with this mega suite, and the 12 by 12 is where I got the die cuts from. And if you remember, I will show you those cards that I did for a whole week last month. But these are the leftover die cuts. Now, mind you, I've already made 24 cards, and I still have this many die cuts left to make even more cards. So I know that I could get at least 12 more cards, so 36, a total of 36 cards out of this. And that's just with 2 sheets of the DSP. Now, have I used a little bit of it here and there? Yes, but mostly the additional DSP that I've put on these cards has come from the other set of paper, which is called Timeless Plaid, and there are 48 sheets of this paper in this packet, and the colors in this set could go for any time of year, from spring to fall to, look at that gingham for summer, the greens. There is just, and then you go into the red, so this could even be for Christmas. Anyway, these are gorgeous papers for any type of crafting, not just springtime or garden time. And this is available right now. All right. And then the last thing I'll just show you is what I believe created the dies from the Storybook Friends portion of this bundle were these 3 frames that are in here that could be used with any other stamp sets. And they're a wonderful size, and you get a center punch out so you could do sentiments, and then you have the decorative frames to put on the fronts or the insides of your cards, or these would be gorgeous with scrapbooks too. All right, so let me get this out of the way. And as we're going to do 2 cards, then I'll show you the other 10 cards we've already completed. And if you didn't see the series before, I'm going to just remind you, I decided to make these very simple and just use the very vanilla as my card base. And these are very standard card bases. This is the half of a piece of 8.5 by 11 cardstock. And so it's 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4.25 to make this very simple. And you can use what I'm doing on these cards, and or you could add a lot more cardstock layers, embellishments, or stamping to what you're doing. So I'm just trying to show you how easy it is to just make very simple but pretty cards. Okay, and thank you. As I'm seeing some people come aboard here, I'm so glad that you're able to join us today, Diane. I know you're getting ready for your retreat weekend away, so thanks for coming on. And Corey, thank you for coming on. And for those of you that are watching, I'm interested in your name, where you're watching from, and then please use the comments for any feedback or questions that you have on this project. And same on YouTube. You can also sign in, but you need to be in your Google or your YouTube account in order to do that. So please sign in. Hi, Kathy and Kathy. Thanks a lot for joining me today. And let's kind of take a peek here at what we're going to do on our first card. So I did decide that I was going to add some of that 6x6 paper. And what I did is just took, this was a 4-inch by, let's see the total thing. I'll get my ruler here. This was 5.5 inches. And so I decided that I was actually going to create a card front and just cut a little bit of this off. I actually cut off 1.5 inches so I could flip this and then center these 2 items. There's a little bit of overlap there, but I could make a frame around both of them. And it just adds a little interest when you're putting together a card instead of just making one designer series paper be the background. I decided to just flip it by, using the Stampin' Up! Double-sided designer series paper. I know they're going to coordinate. So it took all the guessing out of it. And I'm going to go ahead and just center that on the 3 sides and press that down. Yes, we are getting another spring teaser. So Kathy in Minnesota and here in the Midwest, we're actually supposed to maybe get up to 70 degrees on Friday. But of course, with that temperature surge is going to come severe weather. So we're going to be watching out for thunderstorms, etc. And there may even be worse weather happening in the plains states. You know, it just can't come spring and not have any storms, right? So need to get the emergency kit ready and make sure I have batteries in my radio and all of that for having to spend time maybe in our basement in light of stormy weather. So Not the favorite thing I like about spring, but inevitable, right? Now I did have, since this was a 6-inch by 6-inch DSP, I do have these two small pieces of scraps, and I'm going to actually put them right inside the card so that, they, why put them in the wastebasket when I can add them to my card? So just putting them up towards the top here and centering them a little because they are already cut 4 inches. And so they don't go all the way across, but I can center it. And it still adds that pop of color, right? And do the same on the lower part of the card. There we go. So just the difference a few scraps can make. All right, let's look at some of the die cuts we have. Now, look at this fella doing fishing. Now, I'll tell you, this would be a perfect Father's Day card. So I've got him, and I have a little squirrel with a bike. I love that. And then I'm going to ground my squirrel by putting a little landscaping piece behind him. And then I have some plants here that I can also add a little grounding. And then I decided just to make a very simple oval to use as my sentiment label. And I'm going to go ahead and use the pumpkin pie, which is some of the colors within this paper, to do my sentiment. And let's see, I've already got it lined up here. We're just going to do hello friend. This doesn't have Father's Day sentiments as a part of this set, but I could find one in my retired paper pumpkin or another stamp set. But right now I'm going to do hello friend, and if I don't have another Father's Day card for my husband, I will go ahead and I could always pop this off of this card and then make it into a Father's Day card. My husband is looking forward to his wish list for Father's Day is to take this huge boom net he has and go fishing off this bridge in a little town by our hometown, which is about an hour away, with our son, and try to get fish when they start running. And, usually when they do this around Father's Day, it's a very, that's what he wants to do for his birthday, not Father's Day. And his birthday is on the 26th of this month. So it is still pretty cold. So, not my cup of tea, but he and my son love it, and they get all bundled up and go do it. So that's why this animal with the fishing stuff reminds me of him. I want to tuck this under this a little bit. So there we go. That's why I didn't glue down that edge. I wanted to get that to be a little bit on this. And then same here, I'm going to glue flat this piece of garden dirt. Gotta love it. I can't wait to go out and dig in that dirt. Let's see, I make sure I have enough room for him. So I am going to put this right here. And then my little friends here that are die cuts, I'm going to pop those up. So let me grab I have my mini dimensionals and my regular size. Let's see what I need to use here to pop these up. Having these die cuts makes for simple card making yet really interesting and unique cards, which is a bonus. I think I told you I made all these cards one day at stamp camp, and I had, the different color card bases, and well, I used very vanilla for all of these, but then the different designer series paper that I could use, and just started putting them together, and having all those die cuts at the ready really made it easy to make so many cards. And then there's the little Fisher guy. Let's see. And how easy is that to have this cute little card all ready to go? Hi, Betty. Nice to see you. Or read your comment. Okay, let's look at a second card here. I'm going to put away the pecan pie so I don't stick something that I don't want in the ink, right? And we're going to look at our next card. Same card base. Using another piece of that plaid. So very pretty. And let's see, I'm going to put that over the whole front. Now this one, I also ended up with a 1/2-inch piece of designer series paper that I cut off to make this fit on here. Actually, it's 3/4 of an inch because I put 5 1/4 by 4 inches for this front. Isn't that a pretty plaid? Very soft. Okay, so here's that extra piece. So once again, I could cut this in half and do just what I did with the other one on the inside of the card. I could also just put it this wide, but I can also use it as just an extra decoration in the background, and that's what I'm going to do to create some contrast. So when I'm putting together a card design like this, I'll always look at all the scraps that I have and see what I can put that will add just a little something different. And so this is one of those things that I can do with contrast. If I had this as solid cardstock, I could always run this through an embossing folder and bring some texture to some of the card front. So it's always just looking at it before I glue things down. I've also told you when I'm designing, a lot of times I will put everything in place before I glue it down. So now I wanted to actually highlight some of the die cuts that I have. So I decided to take circles, and I think I had a circle punch, but you could punch this. Yeah, this is 2 1/4 inch circle punch, or you could use dies, or you could trace the bottom of a glass and then fussy cut these. So I kind of have a pair of these, and then I have these little die cuts. That mouse in the teacup I think is so cute. We've got ourselves a little duck with a bow tie here. And then some really pretty flowers. And then I thought, well, let's just do a third circle, and it's the color of the card base, and that's where I'm going to be putting my sentiment. And then I'm going to accent that with a little flowers there. And actually, you know what? I think I'll use the little thinner die cut up here so it won't get in the way of my flowers. All right, so let me go ahead and glue all of these images together. And I am going to actually pop up the circle that has the sentiment on. So these are all going to be adhered flat onto the circles that I created. So I just have to hold my finger there a minute to let it set up. Hello, Nancy. Nice to see you, that you are here. And we're going to do our little duck. There we go. So the week that I did all of these cards that I'm going to be sharing with you did receive a lot of attention, a lot of viewership. And so I thought about it a bit and I decided that I'm going to do something like that again, but I'm going to add the availability of a card kit to a series called Cards and Coffee. And Cards and Coffee is going to happen the week of March 24th. And every day at 9 a.m., I'm going to come on and actually do a card making lesson demonstration. And the card kit that I'll be sending out in advance will have all the supplies except stamps and, ribbon and or gems that you'll be able to add on to your cards. People have told me they like that convenience, so I'm going to give that a try. I've not done that before. And there are two prices. So if you want just to get access, this is going to be in a private Facebook group, and we're going to be able to share people's cards in there, as well as the all 5 card making lessons will be in there. And then I'll be sending out the packets next week, Monday. So if people are interested in this, they need to register. And it was in my email this week, and it's also on my business page on Facebook here. But register so that I can prepare those card kits and send them out to you. So the regular class is actually extra cards. My classes are usually 3 different cards. This is going to be 5, but I'm still going to charge the $24.95, which is the early bird price for registering for class. And if you want the card kit, then that is an extra $10 because of the materials and the shipping and handling, which is actually the most expensive, right? So if you are interested in doing that, I think we're going to have a lot of fun. 9 o'clock in the morning. Start out every day for a whole week of actually getting in some crafting. That's my idea of fun. And if you share that, you can do that too. So whether you are watching live or on the replay, don't hesitate to take a closer look at that opportunity. Once again, it's called Cards and Coffee on my website. I'm sorry, I need to put it on my website, but here on my Facebook page. So it'll be somewhat like getting a whole bunch of ideas. I am going to also share tutorials. So that's even another bonus. Not only will you have the video, but you'll have written instructions to make those cards too. And if you choose to just attend the class, you can prep your own materials and still, watch all of the mornings of videos and then make your cards. So there we go. How easy was that to make a card front? And you could choose to pop these up or leave them flat. But what a cute baby card. And this would suffice if you don't know if it's going to be a boy or a girl, right? Hi, Geraldine from Texas. Nice to see you here too. All right. So in addition to these cards, let me share with you the cards that I did for that week in February. I did 2 cards every day for 5 days. So here was another baby card. Welcome, little one. And then actually this set does have Easter greetings. So this was an Easter card. And I loved being able to layer it with a fence and other parts of the garden, as well as that busy squirrel. and then a thank you card. And this little rabbit is so cute. If you're into Beatrice Potter, these characters resemble the images from that series. Another thank you card, and this is more using the garden stamp set and that portion of the papers. So pretty. I love the unique colors that they used on those vegetables. And then this cute little mouse, hello friends. And you'll see in this video, I did something with a pair of punches to actually create this background for that little mouse. And another baby card, welcome little one. And then how about just a hello spring card? I really liked the Lost Lagoon little scarf on this guy, and that's why I use some designer series paper with that color and also use that ink just to make that pop. And then we have this little guy catching butterflies. And this was just doing the designer series paper in a different design to highlight that background. And this bunny, another hello spring card. And then another one working away in the garden here. And I loved this garden hat to just put in this corner. So those cards were so easy. They're as quick as those that I did for you today. And I want to see if there are any other questions about either this suite, the Storybook Moment tutorials that you will get if you are interested in purchasing this from Plum Crazy Stamping by the end of March, and or Cards and Coffee that is going to be a week-long event, March 24th to the 28th. And I am actually going to be sharing some exclusive designer series paper that you can't get anymore in these card kits to just add a little something special to sending these card kits to you. And there are some fun folds I'm going to be doing in addition to simple cards during that week. So I think that you will find there are cards that you'll be able to make and use because they're going to be cover a lot of different types of cards. So more information to come about that. But remember, if you're interested, registration by the end of the day Friday is important so that I know how many card kits to make over the weekend. And I want to get them in the mail on Monday so that you're able to have them in hand for this week of great card making lessons. So with that being said, thank you for joining me today. If there's anything that I can do or you have questions, reach out to me at Traci, Traci, at plumcrazystamping.com. And I'll look forward to seeing you soon. And in between now and then, happy stamping, friends. Thank you. Bye-bye.